Dial patterns and outbound routes. Phone number formats, for example, local phone numbers are 7 digits long, whereas the cell numbers are 10 digits in most of the countries. It may vary depends on country to country. In some country it might be 11 digits or 12 digits, the cell numbers, and whereas the landline numbers may be 8 or 9 digits. So depending on to the country standards, telecom standards, it may vary. But here we try to understand what are the dial patterns and how we can use this in the PBX, particularly in the elastics PBX. Dial patterns and elastics help us to control the outbound dialing in common and inbound and specific. So how we can control the dialing out of the numbers using the dial patterns. For example, what all numbers that are allowed from a PBX to be dialable. So in a situation where you want to restrict the particular destinations like long distance numbers or the international dialing or calling on the cell phone numbers. So here is that what you can do it. Before we go further on this, let's understand the dial patterns, rules and format. First we'll try to understand how the dial patterns are used or what are the formats, and then we'll see some example of it. First of all, you should memorize this or try to understand this, that and the dial pattern, X matches any digits from 0 to 9. Or if you're living in the American side, 0 is known as O. So any number, the numbers O are the number 0 to 9. So these are the maximum numbers that we have in the mathematics actually, from O to 9 are 0 to 9. So if I put X, that means it can be from 0 to 9. Let's say I have a 3-digit number or the extension, for example, 112. Now the total length of this number is 3 digits. It's a 3-digit long number. So I'll be writing it as X, X, X. Okay. Let's see more rules. Z or Z matches any digits from 1 to 9. Okay. And N matches any digits from 2 to 9. And we can also write the range using these square brackets. Like you can see the brackets 1, 2, 3, 7 and then dash 9 matches any digits or letter in the brackets. In this example, like if the number is something like this with the prefix of 1, 2, 3, 7 and 7 to 9, which include 8 also. So we can also put the range of the numbers. Okay. There is one very important thing that is called a dot. So if you put dot or you just put just a dot, it means it's a wildcard that matches any number and length. It's also very dangerous for the security side, so you should not use dot or dot alone, okay, because it can match any length of the numbers and the PBX may be misused. Let's have some example to understand this. For example, the landline numbers in my country are 7 digits without area or state code, and with state or area code it's 9 digits. So how can I write these area code? For example, I'm having a PBX elastics installed and I say, okay, I just want to allow the landline numbers, and let's see how. For example, this is the number. As you can see, the length of the number 3417118. So it is having a length of total 7 digits and it is without area code or a state code. Now if you want to allow landline numbers to dial out, we will enter it as XXX 7 time XXX. 7 time XXXX, whereas X is from 0 to 9. So this is just an example for you. You just only need to put 7 time X's. Okay. The alternative is if we know that all phone numbers will start from 2. Let's say we know that okay, the numbers will never start from 0 or 1, it will always be starting from 2. Then we can put it as n and xxxxx. So the starting number is from n. The starting number is 2 and n can be from 2 to 9. So then we can put it as n and rest of 7 digits, okay, which we don't know, maybe 0 or 1. So that's why we added xxx. Let's see some more example. All valid cell phone number that are 10 digits long can be written as 10 time x's. If start with 0, then somehow we can also write it that the leading the first number or the first digits or first positions, we write it as 0 or O, because we know every cell number will be starting from 0, or maybe in your case if it's starting with the 2 or 3, then you can put the leading one. Okay, and with the rest of number you don't know, like whatever the number is, so you are putting xxx's as in general format. But now if you pay attention, as I said, the leading number if I put 0, but as you know x already include from 0 to 9. So what is the advantage? If I put 0 as the leading number, I'll repeat again, if I put 0 as the leading number and with the rest of things I put as in generic format as XXXS, specifying the literals and dial pattern will help us to reduce dialing time. So this is something we make it very specific, a dial pattern. For example, in your country, let's say the country where I'm residing in, all the cell numbers start with the 05. So everybody know if they are dialing a cell number, it will be starting with the 05 and then rest of the numbers. So in this case, what can I do is to put 05 and then rest of the number XXX. I'll be putting 8 X's because the total cell number digits are 10. So 05, I already specify 05, rest of the numbers I'm having 8. So I can put it 05 and then 8 times XXXX. Okay. Now what is the advantage? We are making the job of asterisk or the elastics, we are making it easy, so it quickly identify the dial pattern and somehow your dialing time is reduced. Okay. You can make more practice on this. We'll see some more examples, practical, and then I hope you will grab the concept or the idea. Similarly, we can write all the toll-free number as, for example, all the toll-free number, usually it starts with the 800 and then rest of the number with XXX. It can be anything, maybe. So what we can do is 800 XX dot. Now pay attention, I'm putting 800 XX dot. So I see whatever number that start with the 800 and it got any length of the number, just dial it. Okay. Notice the dot at the end. This means any number that start with 800 and have any length will be dialable. Now we are on the Elastics PBX. Let's see how actually we use the dial patterns here. As you remember, in the previous video, we have created the diary trunk, which is for our PSTN dialing analog lines. If I click on trunks, and you can see my trunk here, channel G0 called diary. And if you just scroll down, so you can see this section dial number manipulation rule. This is what the dial pattern is. So you can put the prefix and the match number. For example, if I'm trying to put always dial with the prefix, let's say I'm trying to do something like remove prefix from local numbers, I can do always. So you can see here. Now I hope you understand what all this N and XXXXX means. Okay, what is the local dialing patterns? For example, as you can see, it's just help there. So this means how long is the local number is 7 digits or 10 digits dialing. Okay, if you are in the US and Canada, so you can see here. What normally I do not put any patterns or anything on the whenever I implement the Elastic's PBX. So I leave this as it is. I just put the trunk details, trunk name, and then what I do actually, I just go straight to the outbound routes, and there I create the outbound routes, outbound route name. For example, we are just putting the name 9 underscore outside, just it's a self-explanatory. So we say whenever we are dialing out, we'll be dialing with the 9 and then rest of the numbers. As you can see here, we just put X dot. That means any number that start with the it can dial any number, which is not safe, because if you are allowing the international dialing, whatever dialing, so what we can do is just click this local 7 digits, and you can see it is automatically doing for us. Or even we can also write in this if we have some very customs or specifics numbers dialing in. Similarly, if you want to allow local 7 and 10 digits, we just create this, as you can see. Moreover, we want to do the toll free, which is starting with 1-800 numbers. If in your country it's not starting with 1, then what you can do, just simply remove this 800 and XX dot. So this is the numbers, the all 800 numbers, it do automatically. Most of these numbers are on the North or South America, but if you are in Asia or Europe side, you can do accordingly. So this is how we do the dial patterns that help us to control the outbound dialing. And if you require to add more dial pattern fields, you can click on this and it will be adding one more blank field for you. If you want to delete, just click on this. See, you can delete the numbers as well. Once you are done, whatever trunk you have selected, you need to select that trunk that you have created in the trunk settings, and then you put your dial pattern here and then click submit changes and then apply. Now you are allowing these particular numbers to be dialable from your PBX.